Hello, my friends. Today we are going to make a lentil salad with our solar oven, the GoSun Fusion. These are the ingredients that you'll need for today. Starting with green lentils. This is 1.5 cups of green lentils, a little bit of garlic, some salt, and some pepper. Some fresh tomatoes. These are some fresh tomatoes from my garden. I'm super excited actually about my ginormous tomato plant, so I'll show you a little bit about my tomato plant. I just want to take a quick moment to show you this tomato plant because I am shocked by it, by how much it grew. It goes from all the way over here. So when I planted it, it was just like a little seedling and I didn't know what kind of plant it would grow into, but I thought it maybe needed like 1 or 2 feet of space. And it just grew and grew and grew, and completely wanted to take over everything around it. It goes up to here on the garden bed next to it, which is separated by 2 feet. And it took over the entire garden bed. I planted some peppers here. This is that tomato plant. This is that tomato plant. All the way on the other side, this is the tomato plant. It just grew everywhere and just exploded and took over everything. Look how dense that is. It's like a giant tomato bush. And so anyway, these are the little tomatoes that I'm gonna use for our lentil salad today. So super excited about my tomatoes. And we're going to need some cucumbers as well. These are 4 mini seedless cucumbers. They're also known as Persian cucumbers. A red bell pepper. This is kind of a funky looking bell pepper, but 1 red bell pepper and red onion. We're also going to include feta cheese. This is a vegan feta cheese that I actually found in the supermarket. I've gone to several supermarkets, they all have it, and I think it's worth a try. So we're going to incorporate this into our lentil salad today. The dressing for the salad will have a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, some olive oil, and 1 lemon. All right, these are all the ingredients that we'll need. Let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is take our rinsed and drained lentils, our 1.5 cups, and pour them into our tray. I'm going to add a dash of pepper, a dash of salt, three cups of water. 1, 2, 3. And because I want to infuse my lentils with a little bit of flavor while they're cooking, I'm also going to add 2 cloves of garlic. So I'm just gonna add that minced garlic directly here to my lentils. So again, just 1.5 cups of lentils, 3 cups of water, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and 2 cloves of garlic. And now we're gonna put this outside to cook. Okay, we have our lentils right here. And this is going to need to cook for about 1.5 hours. So we'll set this up so that it's facing the sun, and I'll come back and check on it in about 1 hour to make sure that I adjust the reflectors if they need to be adjusted, and to check on my lentils, make sure that they're cooking properly. Okay. I'm gonna take this tray out and empty it into our bowl. Now that it's been cooking for about 1.5 hours, it's absorbed all the liquid, all the lentils have expanded. They look great. You don't want to overcook the lentils because then they can become quite mushy and you can't use them for a salad anymore. So it's important you get them out right around the time all the water is absorbed or evaporated, and they've expanded, but they still have a lot of their integrity. This is gonna make a wonderful salad. So we're just gonna leave this out so it can cool down and get to a room temperature. So while we're waiting for our lentils to cool, we can start on the dressing for our salad. And for that, we'll need the juice of 1 lemon. So I'm just gonna squeeze that into this little bowl here. This happens to be a seedless lemon, but if your lemon has seeds, make sure you put this through a strainer or pick the seeds out. So to our lemon juice, I'm going to add half a teaspoon of salt and 1/3 cup of olive oil. So this is some freshly cracked pepper, maybe about 1/4 teaspoon less. All right, just whisk that up and set it to the side. But the whisking part is important. I actually recommend using a whisk for this and not a fork or just shaking it by hand, because look how that gets nicely incorporated and emulsified. It just helps everything integrate a lot better. Now we can set this aside and cut up the rest of the vegetables that will form part of our salad. So we have our onions, bell pepper, tomatoes, and cucumbers. I'll start with the cucumbers first. I mentioned these are Persian cucumbers, which are really nice because they're seedless and you don't have to peel them. You can just eat them like they are. Some are a little bit bigger than others, so you might want to cut them in half. But you're looking for small pieces of cucumber, like so. So the next thing I'm gonna chop up is my red onion. So you wanna chop these pretty small because, you know, nobody likes to get just like one big mouthful of onion. So try to make them nice and small and delicate. Whew, the onion is powerful. So we have our cool down lentils, which are now, they're still a little bit warm, maybe room temperature is perfect. Should have just taken you the amount of times that it took to chop the vegetables. And we're just gonna add them all in. So our 4 little cucumbers, our tomatoes, our 1 cup of red onion, and our diced bell pepper. We are going to mix all of these things up. We're going to come back to our dressing. And add the dressing on top. This is going to give a nice zestiness to everything. And last but not least, we're gonna add our feta cheese. And so I'm just cutting this into cubes, and I'm going to add the entire thing to our salad. So all this beautiful vegan feta. And we're just gonna mix this in a little bit more, and you're ready to serve. All right, let's serve some up and eat it. This will make about 8 servings of salad as like a side dish, or about 6 servings as a main dish. And here you have it, our completed dish, a salad made with lentils, fresh ingredients from our garden, and the sun. Bon appetit, my friends.